on this Thursday morning. You know, a couple of years ago, we were talking to Yelena Gass, and really just about her journey as she was looking for a kidney donor. And Yelena's going to join us now. Yelena, how are you doing today?
Good morning, CJ. Thank you very much for inviting me to your daily show and giving me a chance to talk to your wonderful audience.
Well, it's been a few years now, Yelena, and you were looking for a kidney donor, and at the time, and now take me through just the last couple of years, that journey for you. What's it look like?
Well, CJ, you on invited me on your show first time in 2023, right before Thanksgiving Day. And back then, I completed my pre-evaluation for kidney transplant and was advised by my doctor to search for a kidney donor. So I started my search, and at the same time, my doctor suggested me to try the best and the newest medication on the market, which is supposed to slow the progression of kidney disease. So I started to take this medication and had a big hope. However, I realized that most probably my kidney transplant is imminent eventually. And for 2 years, my kidney function, probably due to this medication, was stable and a little bit, tiny bit above the criteria which would make me eligible for transplant. So I stopped looking for kidney donors for 2 years and just tried to do whatever I could possibly do to keep my kidney function at the best level. I was on a very strict diet, and I never ever ate something which I'm not supposed to. I was very, very compliant about that. I exercised every day. I tried medication right on time. So I followed every doctor's advice. Despite that, in 2 years, my kidney function dropped below the criteria which makes me eligible for kidney transplant. And now I'm officially on the list at Barnes Jewish Hospital Transplant Center. Actually, my name, I see my name on the screen, it's hyphenated.
Oh, okay.
It's hyphenated. I am Yelena Gass-Bronstein. That is my full name.
We'll make sure to edit that in there, okay,
Yelena? Right.
Well, and Yelena, while we're taking care of that, I wanted to ask you, when did you find out that, hey, we're probably going to have to get back on to the donor onto the list? When was that decision made?
I was officially placed on the list on July 28th, just recently, of 2025.
Well, and Yelena, take me through, the last couple of weeks. What's it been like for you as you're trying to now, go back to that initial journey you were already on and finding that kidney donor? I'm sure, there's a whole wave of emotions that come with that, number one. But also, I'm sure that there's, just from talking with you, you're a very positive person, and hope's always there. What's your thoughts just the last couple of weeks as you're back on this journey that you thought was paused 2 years ago?
Well, it was a mixture of emotions.
Yeah.
Of course, it was huge frustration. It was fear.
Yeah.
It was fear of unknown. Um, it was shock, but it wasn't shock because, like I told you, CJ, the nature of this disease, the kidney disease, is progressive.
Yeah.
So I knew that this medication might give me some break, but I will come to the same outcome.
Yeah.
I will have to go through transplantation.
Well, and to reinform our audience of just the process, what's this process look like? Once because you're on the list now, what's that process look like when you're looking for available donors? And can somebody, if they match your blood type, be willing to donate their kidney to you?
Well, it's quite a sophisticated process.
Hmm.
Um, and blood type uh, plays a crucial role, but even a potential donor does not match me by blood type. My transplant center has a program called paired kidney donation, where motivated donor still, even their blood type doesn't match mine, can donate kidney in my name, and the organ will be just swapped between two potential recipients, and they will give me somebody else's organ which will match my blood type. However, transplantation is a very sophisticated thing, and it's not just blood type. Um, there are many factors which take place, and they do a very thorough testing uh, to make sure that the
Yeah.
person is a match. So the transplantation process usually has like 3 steps for potential donor. The first step is just informational. The potential donor would be asked some questions pertaining to their health and fill out a detailed questionnaire regarding their health. The second step would be general testing, blood tests, determining their kidney function, urine test, etc.
Hmm.
And the third step is more detailed testing for specific antigens, etc., specific markers
Gotcha.
to be a match to potential donor. So if somebody will call the transplant center, and the number for transplant center is 314 362 5365, and ask to speak to potential donor coordinator and inform them that they would like to try to become my kidney donor, they will give them very detailed explanations about the process and instructions on
Yeah.
their actions. I was just trying to cover basics.
Well, and I think that that's very important just to get out to the audience too, in case there is somebody that's out there that is interested. I mean, Yelena, you've been on this journey now for a long time, and when you joined us in Thanksgiving 2 years ago, you were pleading your case, and now I could only imagine you have this medicine, you start to feel a little bit better, and then unfortunately, due to just the way medicine works, you're back to where you started. And I think just for our folks that are watching this today, whether you're in St. Charles, St. Louis, or throughout the Metro East, Yelena, you've worked your tail off it throughout the healthcare system. You worked for a very long time yourself, and have been very active too. And I really hope that somebody out there does have the opportunity to support you on this, and to get you the donation that you need for your kidney, because you were saving and helping save lives for a long time in the healthcare system.
Yes, CJ. I worked myself in a healthcare system for 26
Yeah.
years, almost my entire working career. I was a registered nurse before I retired due to my health condition at Barnes Jewish Hospital in St. Louis for 26 years. And I was a bedside nurse,
Oh.
always helping my patients through their worst and most difficult times of hospitalization. It's not that I really expect something in
Right.
exchange, but
Well, and just to tell your story a little bit more too for the public, just to maybe reconnect with you a little bit, because I was blown away the moment we started talking 2 years ago, Yelena, because you are somebody who's actively been a part of society, been a part of life, and now you're actively you're actively advocating for your own health. And I think it's a good lesson for someone who maybe be going through something similar for you, to you, just some of the steps you have to take to be your own advocate and to find that donor. And what was that phone number again for folks if they could donate, if they wanted to start that process to look into it? What's that phone number again?
the phone number for transplant center, which is Barnes Jewish Hospital Transplant Center, 314 362 5365. Well, Barnes Jewish Hospital in St. Louis is well known,
Mm-hmm.
is one of the best
It's true.
hospitals in the nation. So you can always Google the website if you will forget the number for some reason, and you can always find the number of transplant center for Barnes Jewish Hospital.
Excuse me, Yelena. The weather is starting to get to my lungs today. Um, I wanted to go into the next steps for you because it's not an easy journey, and honestly, Yelena, thank you so much for sharing your story with us because I know it's got to be difficult. And going forward, what's the next steps look like for you in terms of appointments, in terms of just this journey?
Well, actually, this process is a donor-driven process. I want to reassure you that the process is well established. This transplant center is doing about 300 transplants a year.
Wow, that's incredible.
300 transplants, just kidney transplants a
Well,
year.
think about this. Not to cut you off, that's 300 new lives. I mean, that's incredible to me. Wow.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Wow.
Like I mentioned, is one of the best transplantation centers in the nation. And I'm lucky to live in St. Louis and be able to become a patient there, if you can call it luck. As far as my search, yes, I'm trying to place my plea on multiple groups on Facebook. I'm trying to bring awareness, not just to my case.
Yeah.
There are many of us. And transplantation is an amazing journey that tests the limits of human strength and courage. It requires commitment and faith, as well as mental, emotional, and physical endurance. It is one of the life's greatest challenges. And you know what is the reward? The life itself.
Right.
All of us, we want to live because life is so good. We want to live.
Right.
Reward is huge.
Well, and Yelena, I gotta ask you, what have been your newfound perspectives as you've been on this journey the last couple of years? Because that last point is so important. Because right now, a lot of people are struggling with bills, and you name it, and all the things life
Right,
throws.
right.
But when you really narrow it down to what life's all about, and that's being happy and healthy, and like you just said, I mean, what to wrap up with what you just said with being happy and living that life, and that's that newfound reward in living because life's good. When you're going through this, what have you learned just about, not only your journey, but life the last couple of years?
Well, it's a very broad question,
It is,
CJ.
yeah.
Going back to your previous statement about uh, people trying to live life and they have their own um, business to take care of, etc. I want to emphasize a couple things.
Yeah.
First of all, from my talking to many, many people who went through this process, it's a very established thing. Donors usually spend about 2 days in the hospital
Okay.
after transplantation, and they go back to their normal routine very soon. They resume driving, flying, whatever it is, in a couple of weeks, and donors are back to work within just few weeks.
Wow.
As far as um, payment for all of that, my insurance covers all the expenses.
Yeah.
The donor doesn't need to pay anything for procedure, for labs, for tests, for after procedure visits, doctor's visits, nothing. It's all covered by my insurance. Moreover, if it requires some expenses to cover lodging, accommodation, to be off work, there are multiple organizations who help donors to cover those expenses. So it shouldn't be a problem. It's a very well established. As far as steps, like I mentioned before, first step, questionnaire, testing, very detailed testing, all that is not just for donor, not just for me. It's to make sure that transplantation will not give any harm
Yeah.
to potential donor, that it will not affect negatively the donor's health anyhow. God created us with two kidneys, but people can live long life with one kidney.
Yeah.
It's enough for long and healthy life. There are lots of people who live with one kidney. There are lots of clubs, one kidney club. People who donated their kidney, people who were born with one kidney, and multiple reasons. So there is a saying, whoever saves one life saves the world.
Yeah. I agree.
Think about it.
I completely agree with you, Yelena. And um, Yelena, as we've been talking now for about 20 minutes now, and want to make sure that we can get all this put into the write up for the article, so that way we can let more people know about your situation, and hopefully we can get somebody that's able to donate their kidney and really be able to help you start your next chapter of life. What's the best way to get in touch with you personally? Is it an email address?
Yes, you're asking very good questions, CJ.
Thank you.
Yeah, I created a special email address just for potential kidney donors. It's very easy to remember. It's called kidney number 4 Yelena at yahoo.com. Kidney number 4, YELENA at yahoo.com. Please feel free to email me. I will respond to everyone. If you have any questions, concerns, you need clarification,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for your emails. I'm constantly checking my phone in hope. Maybe today, my angel
Well,
will step forward.
and Yelena, I really hope that the angel comes from this show. It'd mean the world to me too, because we've been talking now 2 years and having you on the show 2 years ago, and just to see you through this it's really it's inspiring for me that you're such an advocate for yourself, and really for somebody else that's going through something
Of
similar.
course.
Something that's similar, situation. Maybe they're looking for a donor too. I hope that they take some inspiration from our conversation today and help them on their journey. But please, folks, if you have the opportunity, or you just want to learn more questions about the process, or get to know Yelena a little bit more, please, that's kidney for the number 4 Yelena. That's YELENA at yahoo.com. Kidney for Yelena at yahoo.com. And Yelena, we're going to link everything in a write up on RiverBender.com, including that phone number for the hospital and the transplant department, and your email address too, okay?
Thank you very much, CJ. And also my gratitude to your wonderful journalist, Sydney Sinks, who I know will help you
Yep.
to write everything, to put everything in written. And huge gratitude to your audience for listening. And I have faith in kindness of stranger. I do. I am optimistic.
I am.
That's all I can do. I am hopeful and optimistic. I believe in human kindness. I do.
100%, Yelena, and it's always been a pleasure talking with you. And please feel free to join us on Zoom again as you keep us updated on your journey for that donor. And we'll do everything we can on our end to help make sure we can get more people to alert about your situation and hopefully be able to contribute.
TJ, I feel like RiverBender.com became my family.
Well, it did. We definitely did.
And your listeners, of course, you're all my big family.
Absolutely. We're here for you, Yelena, and I am too. And seriously, thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you for inviting me.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. We'll come back with Sydney Sinks next for Blog Talk.